If you're looking for professional day trading education, a high level trade analysis and dissection, you, my friends, have come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to bring you exactly that professional day trading education, all here for free on YouTube and on X. And now that that long-winded intro is out of the way, we're going to be discussing two trades. And we're going to be talking a little bit more so about why strategy will win 100% of the time. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I hope you all had a great day. I am absolutely filthy right now, flying down a dusty road. That's all right. Coming back from dinner. I hope you all had a Hopefully, you all had a great day. Let's get into it. So, first off, I'm going to start with cues. Where should I start? Doesn't matter. That's okay. So, for those of you that are just joining us here, what I want to point out are these blue levels. These blue levels are placed prior to the market open by at least 30 minutes, and then I develop trade plans surrounding them. Now, because of the nature of this market and the gap down that we did get on both, we did in fact gap down. We gapped slightly below. That means that we are below support. And what a lot of people fail to kind of do is they will go long below resistance and they will short when they're above support. And you can't do that, right? You need to basically take what you are given in the market. And I'm going to explain. So, because we've opened up below our support level, we have to look for a short. Now, that doesn't mean that we only look for a short. In fact, we did have long areas that we wanted. The levels that we wanted to go long was to start in somewhere in this area on SPY, but we did need it at a lower level. You have to take a look at the previous day's action. It's a very clear rejection. And generally, 9 times out of 10, it's going to find a lower level of support. Now, if you take a look, and I did point this level out, this level right here where Q's held is actually right at this previous close. It filled the gap. The problem is, if you take a look and you enter here, and I'm sure there's people watching this that probably did, then I have one question for you. Where the fuck are you going to risk off of? Because it is over 2 points of risk down to that level. What are you going to do? If it breaks that, you're going to immediately stop out. Then you're not applying enough risk and you're falling into that same trap. So, what you have to do in these situations, even if you don't want to, even if you want to execute that trade, the issue is the only thing that we can control is our risk. And if you don't do that, then you are failing and you are simply doomed to fail. So, what we have was a trade plan to execute short and execute short. If it got above and came and pulled back, the direction in chat today was you're going to have to wait for my approval to go long. Basically, I need to dissect the action at how it pulled back. Now, it's irrelevant because it never did that. But what we did have is another short here, and then we had shorts into the moving averages at that time. So really nice trades overall. Now I want to discuss the trades that we did take a little bit in more detail because I executed both at exactly the same time. So on SPY, we have their very sloppy entries. So the first entry is very sloppy, and I'll explain why. On that trade, I didn't care about SPY. It's a very small execution because I want to focus on Qs. Qs had the far better follow through on this potential, and it did end up doing that. So I executed, I'm going to go to my Qs entries. I actually executed very cleanly on Qs with 150% my general starting size. So that's 150%, plus I got an additional entry. So I ended up working some nice size into this trade because I know that we will get a reaction. Now, I wasn't expecting it all the way into that level. That's kind of like a greedy target because that is a gap fill, but we could get it down into these highs, the high of this day. Now, it's not a lot. I understand it's not a huge trade, but the potential for it to work immediately and give me that reaction is high odds of success. I'm going to take those odds. And that's what I did. So loaded in on that. And I executed SPY at the exact same time. Basically, once the market opened and it popped up, I executed and I got a really shitty entry, but I didn't care because what I'm doing on that is I'm not focusing. So focusing on Qs, and you can see, so I focused, stripped out where I would normally strip out, paid myself on the secondary push. Then that's when I focused on SPY. When SPY gave me the opportunity I was looking for, that's where I focused. And that's where I nailed that. That's where I stripped out properly and paid myself more, simply stopped out the rest. These are not big trades, guys. But if you take a look at the P&L, on Qs, it's just a hair under $4,000. And on SPY, it's a little bit over $2,000. That's $6,000 in a matter of 15 minutes, if that. And that's the potential. I don't care how much follow through these stocks get. And that's why it's so important to do things properly and do it correct. Because once you basically earn the privilege to use that size, you can make a lot of money very quickly. But until you do things properly, and if you are making this just about making money, you'll never get to that point. And you're always going to spin your wheels. So this is why we need to follow strategy and never deviate from that. I've talked about this a lot where trading, the only thing that is difficult about trading, it's not executing and it's not paying yourself. It's none of that. It is the 100%. This is a game of infinite consistency on your end and discipline on your end, where it's very easy to fuck up. And this is where we need to be in competition with ourselves. And we actually had a conversation about the competitive nature of people and everything else here today. That was a great conversation. Some people got it. Some people, it went right over their fucking heads, but that doesn't surprise me. But it is about strategy and it is about doing things correctly. Because once you do that, all of this becomes easy. And you don't need to sit in the market all day long. Were there bigger trades? Were there bigger opportunities? Sure, but who gives a shit? When you can be done in 10, 15 minutes and lock in thousands of dollars, like that's the life, isn't it? Why do you want to be chained in front of a fucking monitor like a goddamn slave? I certainly don't. So on that note, folks, I'm going to wrap this one up. It's been a busy evening. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And for those of you that want to learn how to do this, come to tricktrades.com. And if not, enjoy the free shit, but you're going to spin your wheels forever, guys. That's how it is. But that is your decision. It is certainly not mine. So have a great evening, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Adios.